This is a $20 bill. How far does that get you at a casino?
We're at the Nittany Mall in State College, Pennsylvania. But it's kind of a stretch to even call it a mall anymore.
In a representation of the state of modern day consumerism, online shopping's popularity has resulted in many open storefronts. But recently, one of those storefronts was bought by, you guessed it, a casino. Happy Valley Casino is set to open at the end of April, the newest major attraction in what used to be a small college town. Even before the casino's official opening, there are still places to gamble in and around the area. For example, the slot machine at College Mart.
We're gonna go see how profitable gambling truly is.
For investigative purposes only, of course.
I was actually just gambling in the bathroom, yeah.
This is Ryan Yoder. He really likes to gamble.
I gamble when I wake up. I gamble when I'm in class. I gamble when I'm in the bathroom. I gamble when I am going to bed, when I'm sitting on the couch. I gamble when I'm watching TV. I gamble when I'm eating dinner.
He's the prime target for gambling companies. They're looking for young men like him, and all you need is access to a phone. Yoder bets primarily on his favorite sports, baseball and football. He's not afraid to lose large sums of money at once.
300 on the Ravens. Yeah. Ravens, Bills.
Two Ravens pursuing, and Allen throws deflected and caught by Coleman. First year player, I should say, is the man protecting, and Henry lost the football. From 32 yards, Prater made it.
Talk about that game a little bit.
Oh, no, I don't. That was just so frustrating. It's just like the feeling you get.
Yoder is one of millions of Americans that partake in a now billion-dollar industry, but sports gambling has only been legal for 8 years. How did this industry explode in popularity, and how did it gain so much revenue so quickly? Gambling on sporting events has existed for as long as entertainment has. The origins date back to the earliest Olympic Games in ancient Greece, and gambling was a large cultural aspect of gladiator fights back in ancient Rome. However, in the United States, gambling was forbidden nationally until the year 1931, when Nevada, which much of this country struggling economically due to the Great Depression, legalized all forms of gambling within its own state. Las Vegas became industrialized as a casino hub, and the city quickly became the gambling capital of the country. Maryland and New Jersey followed suit, and it appeared that others would soon join, until 1992. U.S. Congress passed the Professional and Amateur Sports Protection Act, or PASPA, which mandated states not to legalize sports betting, with exceptions given to the state of Nevada in the sport of horse racing. A 1-year window was given to states who had permitted casino gambling to legalize sports gambling, but neither New Jersey nor Maryland decided to do so. The state of New Jersey had other ideas in mind. The 10th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution ensures that, quote, the powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution are reserved to the states, unquote. New Jersey believed it was the states and not the federal government that should decide whether or not sports gambling should be legal within its own borders. Led by Governor Philip D. Murphy, New Jersey took the case to the Supreme Court in 2017 in Murphy v. National Collegiate Athletic Association. On May 14, 2018, the Supreme Court made a landmark ruling that changed the sports world forever.
Breaking news, the Supreme Court this morning striking down the federal ban on sports betting.
The Supreme Court today struck down a law that was passed by Congress in 1992.
Where the Supreme Court will allow states to legalize sports betting.
This morning, the U.S. Supreme Court overturning a decades-long prohibition on sports betting.
The Supreme Court sided with Murphy, New Jersey, declaring that PASPA conflicted with the 10th Amendment and was therefore unconstitutional, which puts the power of sports gambling legalization back into the hands of the states. New Jersey and Delaware had completed the necessary proceedings to legalize sports gambling within their own borders, and other states were quick to draft their own bills. By the end of 2018, 8 states had legalized sports betting, with 5 states permitting all forms, including application on a mobile phone.
As of the writing of this video, those figures had ballooned to 38 and 30 respectively.
It didn't take too long for sports gambling companies to realize they were not advertising their product on a state-by-state basis. They could advertise their product to the entire nation. The United States was open for gambling business.
Fast forward to today, and the logos of gambling companies are plastered everywhere you look.
I think we probably watch sports more than other generations, and in watching sports you'll see at least 10 ads on sports gambling while you're watching the sport.
And many sites offer incentives for bettors.
When my buddy turns 21, I want him to use my referral code. The people I was thinking about are kids in my fraternity or kids that live with me in this apartment.
Multiple sources cite companies like FanDuel and Caesars Entertainment spending north of $1 billion last year in ads.
Last year in America, we bet around $150 billion.
$1.76 billion.
During March Madness alone, Americans will gamble an estimated $3
Kelsey's
billion.
users trade an average of $1 billion a week.
Took in $150 billion worth of
the early results, billions for gambling companies, leagues, and state government.
I even heard from the founding CEO of FanDuel, someone named Nigel Eccles.
Danny Funt is an investigative journalist who recently published his book, Everybody Loses.
He said point blank, their advertising is untruthful. They're selling that you can win, but you can't.
Men between the age of 18 and 24 are most vulnerable for developing problematic gambling habits. Yet that is the same demographic that sportsbooks spend billions targeting.
Often your most at-risk customers are your most profitable. So it puts these sportsbooks in an awkward spot where, yeah, they want to go after their best clients. Those are often the people who are most in danger of developing a problem that can be really ruinous and even deadly.
Yoder is one of millions of at-risk clients.
90% on FanDuel. Whether I win or lose, I mean, I could go up, right? I mean, so total deposit into FanDuel, probably 90% of what I spend on groceries.
So
like 90%, so 10% on groceries, 9 times. Yeah. Yeah.
According to NPR, sportsbooks are restricted on advertisements the same way that a lot of other addictive companies are. But in fact, states do very little to regulate gambling ads. In recent years, gambling has evolved outside of just sports to prediction markets like Kalshi and Polymarket.
I bet the other day on the State of the Union on what certain words Trump is going to say at the State of the Union, stuff like that. It's a new thing for people to bet on. They haven't been able to bet on what a politician is going to say or what the weather is going to be tomorrow. I bet on that too.
These apps will allow you to bet on virtually anything: politics, culture, fashion, even the weather. And it has been proven time and time again, people will try to capitalize on what they know.
That's actually something the CEO of Polymarket said explicitly was, it's inevitable that people will leverage non-public info on these platforms.
That same age demographic, 18 to 24-year-old men, makes up a significant portion of the biggest sports leagues in the world. Gambling, on the other hand, has threatened the very thing that makes sports work: the integrity of the game. The integrity of sport essentially means that the game is being played fair. When athletes step on their respective playing surfaces, they are playing with the sole purpose of winning. But what if there were other motives, like making sure a certain bet hits?
It'll call into question the integrity of games, both because we'll catch people who will succumb to the temptation to gamble. You'll then worry, an underdog won, or a strange call was made, or something unexpected happened. Was that just luck, or was it because someone was looking after a bet?
Let's look at some major betting scandals that have plagued the NBA in recent years. Ironically, the league that was pushing the hardest to legalize sports betting in the first place.
Raptors forward Jonte Porter is under NBA investigation after multiple betting irregularities over the past several months. Twice this season, Porter left games early due to injury or illness, which allowed heavily bet underprops to win as Porter failed to reach his expected output.
And not even 2 years later, it happened again.
A U.S. congressional committee met with NBA officials yesterday in response to the indictments of Portland's coach Chauncey Billups and the Heat's guard Terry Rozier and the former player and coach Damon Jones.
Sports gambling scandals are not just contained to within the United States.
Turkish football is on fire at the moment with what their head of the Football Federation calls a moral crisis.
Whose football federation is taking disciplinary action against referees found to have been betting on matches.
That 371 of the 571 active referees in professional leagues have betting accounts.
And it's not just individuals involved in scandals. Oftentimes, it's entire teams. And when an entire team is not playing with the sole purpose of winning, the integrity of the game has been lost.
If I bet on Kansas to win and they keep missing shots, I'm like, oh, this is rigged. But sometimes it just doesn't feel right.
It is easier than ever for an athlete to place a bet without anyone knowing.
You don't have to fix who wins or loses, which can be pretty difficult. You could do something as subtle as fix the outcome of the next pitch you throw, or your stats in a quarter of a game.
According to Sports Insider, player props have become the most popular form of betting. These props allow fans to bet on anything, whether it be a player to score a goal, get a hit, score a point. You can even live bet specific halves, quarters, innings of a game. You can even take someone to score the first basket of a basketball game. But professional athletes are being paid millions of dollars. Wouldn't that dissuade them from becoming involved in the gambling industry? Not when the industry is now the one shelling out billions of dollars.
The problem is when athletes are being bombarded with ads, just like the rest of us, and when they're seeing their teams and leagues profiting so much, they might say, how is it fair that I'm excluded from that?
There's plenty of evidence to support that no amount of salary will dissuade all professional athletes from trying to gamble. If that is truly reality, the integrity of sports might be a lost concept. And if fans can't believe their own eyes when watching a game,
if we don't trust what we're watching, why care in the first place?
After further analysis, gambling is not a profitable source of income because, we ended up broke. Many visitors to the casino, as well as avid sports gamblers, will suffer the same fate. Whether or not you truly trust what you're viewing on your screen, it is always important to gamble responsibly. With Parker Silverman, I'm Alex Perez, living in the sports